Making pork tonkatsu curry at home is easier than you think. Breaded pork cutlet fried to crispy perfection alongside rich and flavorful curry served over a bed of white rice. What's not to love? I'll teach you how, so stick around. Aloha mai kako, my name is Relle and welcome to my kitchen where I like to share all my favorite Hawaiian and local recipes. And I've got a good one for you today. Today we're going to be making tonkatsu curry. Now, you might say, well, that's not Hawaiian. You're right, it's not. It's a Japanese dish that's made popular here in Hawaii, and the Japanese had a big impact on Hawaiian food, culture, cuisine, and all those types of things. So let's get started. So I've got some oil. I put the lid back on because it kind of started splattering so you wouldn't hear or see that. And we'll get the veggies going first and then we'll move along, okay? So we're gonna start with an onion. You'll need some potato and carrots too. But for the onion, probably just half of a medium small one. I really like sweet Maui onions. If you can get your hands on those, so good. If not, you're missing out. No, just kidding. I like to keep the excess in a bowl. You can toss that in your compost, in your garden, or the trash can, totally up to you. And we'll start with the onions. For me, I don't know, up to you. You can dice it, you can chunk it. Depends if you like big pieces of it or not. Let's go with, I always dice. Let's chunk it this time. So root off, top off, toss that. And we'll just kind of roughly chop. So maybe half, half, half again, and same thing the other way. So then you end up with like good sized chunks. So you'll still get a little bit of that, but you'll also get that flavor going. I was just checking because it was kind of splattering earlier, right? So half a medium-sized onion. Ow, hot, goes into the oil. You're gonna stir that up. I do need a spoon, hold on. Oh, I don't know what happened to all my wooden spoons. They're in the sink. So that'll go until translucent. So while that's going, a couple of carrots. You like more, you like less, totally up to you. So you're just gonna peel that outside layer off, put that in the scrap bin, like so. Keep an eye on your onions. I don't want to burn it. I always end up putting the temperature a little bit higher because my cooktop on this one is smaller than the pot itself, so it always takes longer, right? So top off, bottom off. Actually, let's peel this one. And you'll want to kind of figure out like, okay, onions cook fast, carrots take longer, potatoes are probably in between. So you'll want to cut your pieces to size, meaning like whatever time it takes it to cook, cut them in that size. Does that make sense? So carrots a little bit smaller, potatoes a little bit bigger so that they cook down at the same time. So you don't end up with super soft potatoes and hard carrots. I like rounds, totally up to you. So, starting to brown already, went a little bit past, but that's okay. Then carrots go in and then the potato. So same thing, peel. I always feel like I hold this funny when I try to do it on camera. Normally I do it like this. Do you guys like Y peelers like this, or do you like the handheld one? Growing up, I always used this one. This is the one I had, but my husband has guys use the straight peeler, and he had got one, and I actually like that one. Depends what you're using, I guess. For potato, this one works perfectly fine. Let me turn the heat down a little. We don't want to burn the onions. Potato. So I usually cut it in half like this, half again, and then just bite-sized pieces like this. Could probably go one more because this one was a bigger potato. And then potato in. And you're just gonna stir fry this just for a little to get that onion and that oil flavor over the veggies. The onions are starting to caramelize already. So that's my fault, a little bit too hot, too fast. If you know that you cut slow or you peel slow, you do everything first before you put it in, which is probably what I should have did, but I was trying to move things along. And then you're gonna add water. And we're just gonna boil this until it starts to soften. So I'm gonna put the lid on, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it to the stove because I only have one cooktop. So we can move on to the next part while this finishes boiling. So I'll move that over, get set up, and I'll be right back. All right, I got the veggies boiling up over there, and now we're gonna do the tonkatsu part. Tonkatsu is a breaded pork. You can do chicken katsu if you want. You can just do the curry, up to you. I've got vegetable oil. You can use canola, avocado, totally up to you as well in the pan, and we're gonna dredge it. Normally I use boneless pork chops. They didn't have at the store today when I went. They only had bone in, and I was in a hurry, so I went with what there was. Totally fine. You make do with what you have. That's kind of cooking, right? And you adapt. So I got a dredge station going on here. I've got flour, garlic, salt, and pepper. You could season the pork chop itself if you want, or you could put it in the panko. Panko is Japanese style breadcrumbs. If you don't have that, you can use regular breadcrumbs, but I would recommend getting these. It's so much better. And then an egg. So I'll show you how it goes. And I like to put the garlic, salt, and pepper in here versus in the panko because sometimes it can burn in the panko because it's closer to the oil. Just the way I like to do it. So pork chop into the seasoned flour first, and that kind of locks everything in and gives something for the egg to stick to. And then the egg acts like a glue. You don't know how many times I just want to like grab this with my hands because I have so much more control with my fingers. And I probably should have used a bigger plate. I don't know what I was thinking. Story of my life. Anyway, shake off the excess and put this on. My dad was a big fan of katsu. He passed away, but he really loved katsu. And so I like making this. It reminds me of him. My husband's a big curry fan as well. So it's a nice blend. Like I said, you can do chicken. This is pork, called tonkatsu. And also, I like to use the fine panko usually, but they didn't have fine. They only had the regular, which is okay. It's just the cuts of the breadcrumbs or the panko are bigger. That's all. Okay, into the oil. I turned it down because it was heating up too quickly. I'll turn it back up. Let's do, probably only fit 2. So we'll do this one. So you can shimmy the flour to get it back center like so. I really, really enjoy Japanese food. I feel like aside from Hawaiian food, like I feel very comfortable. I am Japanese, but I feel very comfortable cooking and eating Japanese food. I feel like it's become such a big part of Hawaii. One of my favorites to make. And then into the egg wash. Again, egg wash acts like the glue so that the panko can stick. Also, these rubber tongs that has the rubber over, it's nice, but I feel like sometimes you don't get as good of a grip. It like slides out. Oh, this whole video, let's count how many times I make a noise like that. We can put a counter on the screen. Hopefully that's only twice, but no guarantees. I don't even know if there was more than that. Who knows? We'll ask Kama. He's my camera guy. I'm sure he'll count along the way and laugh as he puts it together. Shout out to Kama. Thank you. Always giving up his Sundays to come hang out and help me shoot videos. All right, pork chop in. It's a little crowded. I probably could use a bigger pan, but my I say this every time too, right? My heating pad, my heating element is smaller than the pan. So I don't want to get too big of a pan. Otherwise, you're going to heat your oil. You're going to heat your oil here, and on the edges, it's going to be a lot cooler. So anyway, this will take like 4 or 5 minutes. We'll flip it, and then we'll go back to the curry and put it all together, and it'll be so, so yummy. So stick around. All right, that's been a couple of minutes. It's golden brown on this side, as you can see. Ooh, pretty. So you see how it's not as, I don't know, the texture kind of is a little bit different. So this one's a little bit lighter. I can flip it back over later. It's because the pan, I'm gonna have to adjust a little, but don't worry about it. We'll be back. I'll show you when it's done and we'll put it all together. So once it's golden brown, and these are thin cuts, so they cook so much faster. If you have a thicker cut one, it's definitely gonna take a lot longer. But cooked pork, 145, you wanna get it to at least, you can go above that. Shake off the excess oil, and then you're gonna set that onto a paper towel on a plate, or you can do cookie sheet over a baking tray. This one's still a little bit, it's not done yet. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this go a little bit longer. I'm gonna move this over, I'll bring the vegetables back, and we'll put it all together. All right, finishing up the rest of the tonkatsu there, I brought the vegetables back. So they're boiled, they're softened, they're good to go. And then you're gonna make the curry. I like to use this S&B golden curry. It's a Japanese curry mix here. I like the mild. If you like it more spicy, there's different stages of heat. This one is my favorite. And so this one is like a cube, I guess, a chunk. So it looks like this. And then all you do is peel off this top layer here. Come on, you can do it. And it looks like this. So it's like a block of it. Smells good. So actually, I skipped the part. What I like to do before I do that is there's little breaks in it here. So I just like to break it ahead of time. So if you leave the top on and break it, if you make a mistake like me and pull it off, then you just hold it over so you can just snap it. Just so that it's smaller pieces and it breaks down a little bit easier. It's really soft, you know. So you're just gonna take these. This whole tray will go in. One tray like this. How many ounces is this? 3.2 ounces will go into this size pot that we just made. It's like a it's like a chocolate bar. And then all you gotta do is, I kind of just stick it under into the water and it'll start to break down. Super easy, look, it already. I try not to break up because the potatoes and the carrots will be soft depending how long you cooked it. So if you stir too hard, and this one I left the lid on, so the potatoes are really soft. So it might break up a little. It's a little hot. I don't have chef hands. Sorry, I totally just walked off camera. The handle is hot. I don't have chef hands. All I gotta do is give it a little bit of a mix. And this is your curry. You can, if it's too thick for your liking, which I think this one is a little, and that's only because the potatoes are a little bit softer than I would have liked it. So let me get some water. I'll add a little bit in to loosen it up a little bit. So hold on. Okay, got some water. And you just judge based on how you like it. If you like it really thick, then don't worry, you might not need to add so much more. If you like it a little bit on the thinner side, then add some of that water to help break down that paste. And I'm trying really hard not to break up too much of the potatoes. But when you multitask, and for me, it's because if I was cooking on the stove and I had the two together, it'd be a lot easier. But one was behind me, one was here, no excuses. This just goes to show you that everybody makes mistakes. You know, everybody, despite you're a professional chef, a novice chef, just keep trying, you know, you'll learn as you go. Add a little bit more, and I think that's the perfect consistency. So you get this like golden hue on it like this. And if you could smell it, it just smells so, so yummy. Alrighty, let me get a bowl and I will show you what to serve it with because it'll be super, super yummy. Be right back. All right, got the katsu back. So remember, this one had the bone. So I'm just, for demonstration's sake, cutting it very far towards this way. Normally, I would cut it right next to the bone to get as much of the meat as possible. I'll eat that. Don't you worry about it. So move that off to the side. And then for this, I just like to make cuts this way. So that's the tonkatsu part. And then the curry. So I got some sticky white rice. Can't go wrong with sticky white rice. You know what actually would go really well with this too, if you wanted, is coconut rice. And I have a recipe for that. And if you check out the video here or in the playlist below, you can make that if you want to switch it up. But so we'll put the curry, little over the rice, little on the side like that. And then the best part is also adding this. Now you could pour the curry over this if you wanted, but I like to keep it like this. And this is how you make pork tonkatsu curry. If you want more local Japanese dishes, then check out this video here. And until next time, ahui ho.
Thank you for watching my mommy's video.